Oh, this is the wrong thing. But hey, everyone, we're live. All right. This is the payload submission closing stream for Outer. Here with me today, we got Chris Shior. Uh, he is the head of Ohio Ops here at Outer. Say
Outer,
hi.
outer. I love outer. I'm the head of Ohio Ops. Back to you.
And we also got Asher, which is the systems engineer over at Exelas Space Industries.
Hey,
Okay. All right. So we're going to go through the slideshow, talk about how Outer's doing in our history and our future. Here we go. All right. Talking about the beginning. Uh, Christian, what do we do here at Outer?
Well, as the Ohio launch site manager at Outer, uh, yes, we launch people's payloads of choice from all over the world on our low-powered and mid-powered model rockets to many different heights. And our service, unlike other people's, is totally free. We also do experimental missions, and we push the boundaries of amateur rocketry. To go to even higher altitudes, we use balloons to get to a max altitude of 20,000 feet.
Indeed. All right. So the space avionics era of Outer started back in 2012. We had our headquarters in Sarasota, Florida. We had our first launch site was launch site 1A, and then we had launch site 3A. 2A was for test launches, and 3A was our main launch site for a while. And yeah, 2016 we started test launching in Minnesota. We also did balloon launches later in later in the decade. And yeah, 2020 we started test launching in Indiana, and then we did the merging in 2022, which is space avionics to Outer. And in 2021, we had our most busy year, maxing out at about 70 launches, most of them being at launch site 8A in Venice, Florida. All right. This is our chart of the amount of launches we've done over the years. 2025 is what we expect, which is 5 launches next year, or this year. And yeah, we got, yeah, Asher, how about if you talk about the history?
okay, so Outer was founded in 2012, and they started launching rockets in Florida, Sarasota, Florida, and those included Stomp rockets and water rockets. And then Outer began doing public launches in 2019, and they launched model rockets for various customers, and that was when they were launching in Florida, Georgia, and Minnesota. And then in 2022, Outer merged with Space Avionics um, to form Outer, and that was in the summer of 2022. And now Outer is ending payload missions, and December 31st was when the payload submissions for those launches closed.
All right. So these are our this is our team. Someone that was supposed to be here tonight that is not here is Josh G, head of Maryland Ops, and also Noah G, which is head of Indiana Ops. How good are these people, guys? They're some great team members, right?
Awesome people.
Love them.
Yes. Which is your favorite?
Ryan M.
Gotta
Not
be,
not
gotta,
not
gotta be Ian. Gotta be Ian. He's just so cool.
Thank you, Daddy. All right. All right. Chapter 2. What's going on now? What's going on now, guys? Okay. These are our locations. We are located all across the Eastern United States. Uh, yeah, we do. We have we are in 10 states, yeah, and we have 5 main locations, which are Florida, Minnesota, Georgia, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. Right now, we are doing our most of our launches in Massachusetts, and most of our tests in New Hampshire. We used to do most of our tests in Florida and launches, over 100 plus for each of those, because that's where our old headquarters was before we moved to New Hampshire. And we've also done a good amount of stuff in Minnesota and Georgia. Oh, actually, I want to go back here for a second. You may notice Vermont is on there. Haven't really talked about that yet. This is where we plan to do um, Mission Skysphere with Exelas Space Industries, where we launch a balloon to 30 kilometers in altitude. Plan to launch in 2026. Should I talk about? Yeah, no. Yeah. All right. So these are our upcoming projects that we are currently doing and going to be doing. So, yeah, our solid rocket motor, which is Fireball, is currently in production. We are currently making a large version, which is expected to test fire later this year. Christian, how about you talk about Excella?
As the chief executive officer of Exela, I am very proud to work with Outer. And Outer is helping us a lot in attempting to launch our massive liquid fueled rocket Ames 1 by 2035. They're helping us with testing and they're helping with procurement. And without Outer, frankly, it just wouldn't happen. Back to you.
Frankly. Uh, all right. So, two-stage Blueshift, which is expected to launch later this year, most likely in quarter 2. Uh, actually, maybe quarter 1 in like late spring. Uh, it will be the last Blueshift launch, and it runs on a D motor on the first stage and a B on the second. And Redshift, which is our high-powered rocket, which we are currently focusing more on. Uh, the test flight is expected to happen quarter 2 of this year. Actually, no, quarter 3. Uh, and it will help us eventually get our L1 certification. So on the test flight, might I add, we're going to be using an F motor. We haven't gotten we don't know exactly which type, but we are working on that. All right, chapter 3, vision for the future. Uh, okay. We are currently here at Test Complex 3, we are currently developing the Ames 1 mockup, which is expected to static fire uh, at the start of the spring. And Outer will be developing the Excelas Ames 1 space shot vehicle. Wait, what?
What?
We'll be developing a mock-up of Excelas Ames 1 space shot vehicle. A pad will also be built at Test Complex 3, and we'll be conducting a 2-second static fire with a G-class rocket motor, which is the most powerful rocket motor we have ever fired. Isn't that insane, guys?
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, more on yeah. Well, we already talked about this, but Project Skysphere will have a GoPro camera on board and a GPS tracker. It'll be launched in Randolph, Vermont, and yeah, it's a joint effort between Outer and Excel Space Industries.
With an epic picture.
And more on I just want to go back to here real quick. So you may have noticed we have also Maryland and Virginia on here. And yeah, in July of last year, we did a launch, an ITAR launch at Virginia near Wallops. And at Maryland, we did a engine test of Fireball SN16, I believe. We currently aren't really doing anything in Georgia. We occasionally do so in Florida. Indiana still, we do test launches there, still active. and Minnesota's no longer active. And how about the Ohio test site,
Well,
Christian?
as the Ohio launch site manager, we here at Outer Ohio, the best division of Outer, yeah, we do a lot of testing for Outer, such as our first ever successful triple engine test just a few months ago. And boy, oh boy, was that crazy. Back to you.
All right, so I want to end this off with talking about our partners, which starting with ASA SXC, what do you guys plan on doing with that, Christian?
Hello, I am also the head of SSXC. We want to launch Invictus from Ohio. Invictus is a two-stage mid-powered rocket, which will soon be a two or single-stage high-powered rocket. Now, this rocket will have a lot of avionics on it, and that'll help with Ames 1 and Excella. It's gonna be crazy. Back to you.
And also, we are at Exela. We are developing the Polaris liquid-fueled engine. You want to give a little summary on that?
Yeah, hello, it's me again, the head of Excella. um, we just finished our first clean sheet redesign for Polaris V3, and we are getting ready to start production on it as we finish up designing and engineering work on it. It's looking to be an 80 Newton thrust liquid ethanol and gaseous oxygen fueled engine. It'll be our first liquid fueled engine. It's gonna be great. Back to you.
All right, Asher. How about what are you guys doing over there at Elliptical Space Flight?
Blowing up
Well,
rock.
we've been developing a vehicle originally called Primum. That was before we had a slight assembly error that led to the fins being completely unusable. So we had to uh, convert it to a new vehicle, which is called Gamma Mark II, and that we fired that earlier today. But unfortunately, there was a Kato of the motor, and that has led to severe damage to the pad and vehicle, which is very, very unfortunate. So right now we're just kind of assessing our options with that. Um, in addition to that, we do plan a larger vehicle later this year.
Uh, very slay. Okay. Uh, also want to give a shout out to Onkla SXC, developing the Phoenix TVC rocket. Uh, Christian, you want to also give a additional note on that?
Yes, as the advisor for Phoenix, because yeah, sure. It's going, not very good, but it's going. And we're getting ready to static fire Phoenix tomorrow for the first time as a fully integrated vehicle, which is very exciting ahead of launch probably next month. Back to you.
All right, so make sure tomorrow to go to Onkla SXC and watch the Definitely Gonna Happen live stream over there. All right, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, this seems to be it. So, if you want to look for more info about what we are doing, you can visit Excelas Space, and you can help the journey. You actually can't. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for listening. This is the Outer Team and Excella signing off now. Have a good one. Outer.